Try to do a go live instead of just filming on the spot and putting in a video. Just here, waiting for the coffee to be ready. I mean the hot water to be ready to make some coffee. Gonna be going to work today later on. I thought I would do a live stream today, see how everyone's doing. Try to do a different video. So if you're not doing anything, come by and let's have some coffee this morning. Maybe not coffee, but whatever beverage you drink. You know, I know some people don't drink coffee. Maybe the older folks do. Like maybe I guess I fit in that category of being the older folk. Not sure. Let's see. Trying to set up this little tripod, this little phone stand. Let's see. Let's see. Alright, I think I got it. Let's see. Here we go. Alright. You know, sometimes I think I wonder if I should get a better phone stand. But yeah, just come by, drop out, just come by and say hello. I hope everyone's doing well. I know that's not much of just a live stream for today. See how YouTube is doing this morning. Alright, the hot water is here. Let's go ahead and get the hot water. Alright, well, hot water is ready. Not here, like as if it were on its way over here, literally. Huh? It's been on that tea kettle for some time. All right. Brew, brew, brew. Hey, we got somebody. Hey there, how's it going? You know, thanks for stopping by. Have some coffee with me this morning. That's what I'm doing here today. You know, or if you don't drink coffee, you know, something else. But I'm drinking coffee. I like to drink my coffee. Hey Amber, how are you doing? How's it going? Just drinking coffee, getting my day started. Need that morning coffee. You know, what I wanted to go ahead and say is that, you know, sometimes we wake up and we're like, oh, we gotta go to work. Oh gosh. Hey Davidson, yo, hey, how's it going? Sally, Wally, hey, how are you? I'm glad you guys could join us. Having coffee here this morning. Or if you don't like to drink coffee, you know, beverage of your choice, whatever that might be. I have some coffee this morning. Getting ready for work today. That's what I'm going to be doing today. We're going to be going to work. But you know, guys, sometimes we complain about, oh my goodness, we have to go to work. Oh. You know, I mean, we all have to go to work, right? And exactly, Sally. Exactly the sentiment. But yeah, but sometimes you have to go to work. But you know, you have to count your blessings. You know, sometimes some folks wish they had a job. You know, in this day and age too, guys. Here in America, I mean, there's so much homelessness. There's so much, you know, things through the thing that I have a job that's allowing me to keep a roof over my head, you know, is a blessing already in itself. I mean, I could be worse. I could be homeless, you know, like some poor folks out there, You know, some folks have day jobs just like I do, but problem is they don't even have a place to go, you know, to go and rest. Sometimes their home is their car. Sometimes they live in their car. I used to work with a guy who was homeless, and he actually and the call center that I used to work with, there was a small patch of desert, and he would set up his tent over there, and and he would go on his bike to work because probably his campsite was probably a little far away, maybe a half mile away from the call center. I gotta go to sleep. Okay, Sally, Wally. Well, hey, good night. Glad you could join me just for a little bit. Take it easy. But yeah, this homeless guy though. I know maybe that some of you guys are just dropping by, but I'm having some coffee and I'm telling a story about the homeless guy that used to work at the call center where I did. You know, he used to he used to bike to the call center because I think it was a half hour away. All right, see you later, Wally. Hey, Sally, Wally, Sally, Wally. Sorry, I can't pronounce your name. My mistake. Um, yeah. I mean, like I mentioned, you got to be grateful for the little things that you have. You know, the fact that I have a job that affords me to be able to pay rent on an apartment, that's already a blessing in itself. Like I mentioned, you could be somebody in California where you literally, you know, live in your Nissan Versa and go to work, you know, because you lost your apartment in Irvine, California. I mean, it's kind of Irvine. I think you pronounce it Irvine. But it's a story I heard about a couple of years ago. So, sorry for folks in California if I'm messing up the name. Uh, Also, you guys are my neighbors, so uh, what I was gonna say is that you gotta count your blessings, you know. But what I want to say is that I think sometimes, let's be real here, guys. I'll be very real. Sometimes the bad times are created by us. We're the ones that create the bad times, not anybody else. Because and I'm not trying to say, you know, will you do a door giveaway? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think you'd want some of the stuff that's in the background. It's Walmart stuff, and I don't think you'd want any of it. I mean, it's not like anything to be crazy about. You know, maybe what I have what some green tea. You guys, I will be very honest with you. Drinking green tea has been a blessing. That's all, you guys. Uh, I don't know. It's like I don't feel as tired anymore. I mean, you're probably saying, "Oh, it's the caffeine," but I wouldn't say it's the caffeine though. I think I just feel better overall because I'm getting some good sleep too. The other tea I like to drink is the rooibos tea. I don't have a really. Maybe I do have a little packet here. That's this one, peach rooibos tea. That's the tea I like to drink as well. But anyway, yeah, you guys have been feeling fantastic drinking tea. So, Jim Cashin, excuse me. I know that the gyms go by James, but sorry if I. But Jim, nah, I don't think I'm gonna be doing a door giveaway. Not the. I don't have the most exciting stuff on here. It's stuff that you could pick up at Walmart. But anyway, we're just drinking coffee. I think it's been a little chill. Mm. But what's another thing I want to say? You guys, you gotta. One of the things I want to say is that you gotta construct the life that you want. So, with that being said, what I mean is that sometimes, you guys, life is a way. Sometimes it's partly our fault. But there's things within our control, and you're probably saying, "What on earth are you talking about, dude?" What I want to say is sometimes we say, "Oh, our job sucks. Oh, we have so much debt. Oh, we have so much stress at work." First of all, the reason that we have to take these crappy, toxic, just awful jobs, right, that put us down, are because we have mountains of debt that we have to pay. Get rid of that debt, downsize, and get a job that doesn't kill you, man. That's what I wanted to say. And I know it sounds harder than it is, but and I'm not trying to sound like a doomer, guys, but I think we got to construct our own lives and take accountability. That's the only way to move forward. I'm the kind of guy that likes to do stuff. I don't want to stay there. I want to go and grind, baby. Jarrett Tribbles. Jerry Tribbles? I don't know. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Yeah, a lot of the times too, we can control how we react to things too. That's exactly right. You know, not everything deserves a reaction right away, right? Something happens, react this way. How about pausing? How about not doing anything? Um, sometimes, yeah, I'm just not reacting at the time. Because sometimes reacting will make you do something rather rash. But I don't know what. But let's go ahead and cover something a little bit fun. It looks like this AI bot right here in the chat says you can suggest things like what kind of music or songs that you guys like to listen to. I don't know. Let's go ahead and use that suggestion. Do you guys like to listen to any songs or anything in particular or type of genre of music? I like music. Sometimes. Yeah. House music, huh? I think would that fall under techno or electronic music? I think it would. I think if it does, I like to listen to some of that too. Like I like Deadmau5. That's one of my favorite DJs. Uh, but sometimes I have like an error. Kinda. Oh, kinda. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I should type in house music. See what I get later on. Maybe that way I could learn a little bit. You know. Um, I'll be honest. Sometimes my music. No, I'm not. To be honest, but it's more funky. It's all similar. Oh, okay. A little funky, huh? This little piece of bread right here. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, but it's been. Hey, how's it going there? I'm not. I'm not sure if you were in the chat and you just left and came by, but hey, good morning to you folks that are just coming on. I'm here drinking some coffee, just getting ready for work. Thought I'd say hello, see how everybody's doing. Let me know how you're doing this morning. Well, let me know where 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 you're seeing this transmission from. Sometimes I like to know where my viewers are, just out of curiosity, guys. As you probably guessed, my name AZrakoon. Yeah, I'm a raccoon that lives in Arizona. Hey, everybody can identify with whatever they want. So, uh, I got baptized as a raccoon by my niece. So that's how I got the name Raccoon. I just put AZ because I'm a raccoon that happens to live in Arizona. Montana. Hey, Julia. Good morning. Glad you could join us. And anybody out there too, as well. Thanks for joining us. But yeah, just getting ready to go to work. Just drinking some coffee. Just saying hello to YouTube out there. And I hope everyone's doing well. So, do you guys have any plans for today? I mean, I gotta go to work today, but I don't know what your guys' plans are. What's your career? Sorry, I'm talking to my mouth full. I do call center work. Pays the bills though. No, not the best glamorous thing, but hey, gets the job done. And they work Monday through Friday. That's a really big blessing. But other than that, one of the things I want to say is that sometimes, you know, sorry, sometimes I lose my train of thought and then it comes back in, comes back out, comes back in. No, but sometimes, I think whatever we do, sometimes you gotta see the good things about it. See the positive where sometimes there's a lot of negative. Nice and yuppers. I do group home care for delayed adults. It pays the bills too. Yeah, exactly. And I'll be honest with you, Julia. I think that's God's work because you're helping somebody who can only do so much. I mean, that's tough. My mom used to be a caregiver. It's tough. I mean, it's not. Yeah, I would say being somebody that does that kind of work, it's not for the weak, because it takes a lot of strength. Because you see people that are so vulnerable. It gets you. It gets you. And the thing is, yeah. I mean, if you have your job and it pays the bills, I mean, I'll be honest with you. Let's be real here. There's gonna be times where yeah, you're kind of looking at your job. Why am I here? And that happens, I think, to all of us. But one of the things to keep in mind is like, hey, you know what? As hard it is, I know the majority of the people that I'm helping appreciate it. Then the little of those out there that don't, they're my very small minority. But sometimes, the thing is that you gotta find the positive though in these situations. Because if you keep saying, oh, all the negative and negative, negative, hey, you're just not going to make it. And on top of that, you're going to be torturing yourself too. And, the nice thing, sometimes you have to see the positive, right? I mean, because some people, and this is a thing too. I know that I'm probably going off topic, but there's always people in this Instagram. Oh, thanks. I needed to hear that. Yeah, of course. You bet, Julia. That's why we're here. There's enough toxic people out there on the internet too, right? That like to put others down. Let's do the opposite. We already have our battles out there that we need to fight every day. So you gotta sympathize. But what I wanted to talk about, Hazel Broomfield. Sorry if I mispronounce your last name. Yeah. Hello. Thank you for joining us. So I'm just having here morning coffee for those who just came here, just getting ready for work, before I get started on work. But what I want to say is that, yeah, like you gotta just enjoy small things like this, like the coffee, right? Sometimes you gotta look forward to it. But, the thing is, guys, what I want to say is I think, what I really like to talk about. Hello, my friend. Hey, Dustin, how's it going? It's been quite some time since I've gotten back on the saddle and did videos again. So thought I'd come by, Dustin, and try again. But thanks for coming by. But what I want to say, guys, is that sometimes and it happens here in a lot here in life in America, right? People are always trying to get better, 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 and there's nothing not necessarily wrong with that. But better and materialistically, a lot of people are always saying, "Oh, I have an old car. I need to get a new one. My car's 32 years old. So what? It runs. I have no car payments. What else do you want? I mean, you gotta you gotta construct the life you want. And if there's anything principle to me, and I'm pretty sure all of you guys think the same, is peace. Peace and keeping your own sanity. And you're not going to have that peace and sanity just by by accumulating debt. Just call me Gordy. Oh, okay. Gordy? I think that's how you pronounce it. Sorry. Just call me Gordy. Oh, okay. Yeah, but what I was saying is sometimes your peace and sanity are something priceless. And we got to construct our lives to fit that idea. like I mentioned, having debt is not going to be something. Having all these subscriptions. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, if you have a couple of subscription services like Netflix, or Hulu or something, or Disney Plus, that's one thing. But the people that have subscriptions for like a million things, really? I mean, how much subscription services do you need? It's crazy. But I don't know about when you guys, if you guys do live videos on YouTube. Sometimes these so it disappeared. But anyway, sometimes it'll give you suggestions, and this time it's giving me a suggestion to talk about hobbies. I don't know, what kind of hobbies do you guys? I like to I like to watch videos and go on the exercise bike. I don't know if that counts as a hobby, but let's let's just call it a hobby, right? Having this little piece of bread right here, this like apple bread. One of those really long danishes that you have to cut into pieces. But what I'm gonna say is that one of the things too, guys. I think sometimes we worry so much about others. Like, oh, what will others say? Oh, what are others gonna be think? Other people are gonna be criticizing me. But who criticizes you all the time, and you can't get rid of them, is you. Your own thoughts. I mean, you can't get rid of those. And the truth is, guys, home decorating, sticker, daily planners, and abstract paintings. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like art too. My mom's actually a big on painting stuff. And what is it? And it's kind of nice to do like anything related to like a notebook. I like to write notes, and I keep like certain notebooks. So I like to do the same thing, except not so much planning, but note taking. Dustin, I know what you mean. I see all these people out there driving these brand new vehicles. I think they mostly do it because they want to look good and they want to impress other people. I think so too, Dustin. I think so too. Because if it weren't, let's say for example, let's say we remove that thing from our brain, like cared about what others thought, boop, just took it out. All of us would not be driving new cars or be stupid enough to get ourselves into debt. If we could get rid of that worrying part about worrying what others do, none of us would be driving new cars. Ford, GM, and all these other automakers, they'd be out of business a long, long time ago. And the only ones that would be in business are just the ones making parts to run the old vehicles. I don't know. But because in itself, the automotive industry makes all these cars and they have to sell so many cars just to break even. But it seems like the way cars are made is like they add all these features just so we could buy the expensive thing. It's not like, oh, here's a base model, it runs no radio, no nothing, no nothing fancy or anything. No touch screen, which I don't get why I have touch screens. I mean, I understand the backup camera; it's nice because sometimes it's kind of hard to see to the back through the back. I mean, I'm not complaining about that little feature because, well, it's not like kids are outside playing anymore. But there was a time where kids would be outside playing on the street, and having that backup camera lets you see those kids, so you don't hit them with your car. So I understand the camera part. So I'm a little grateful that camera is around now. Even though you don't see kids outside playing anymore. Let's face it, they're all inside playing video games. Sorry, guys. I was trying to get something a little something to eat. before I get started to go to work. And yeah, if any of you guys are out there new here, welcome. I'm trying something new this morning. Other than that, sorry. sometimes what is it? You need a wet your whistle. Sorry, guys. Just trying to finish this piece of bread. Last bite. Okay, that's it. No more. We're gonna get a napkin over here. There we go. Alright. Done eating this little piece of bread. That way I could clean myself. But other than that, put that there. There we go. I mean, I have an 01 F-150. Wow! With 272,000 miles. And I'm happy with it. It's never given me any problem. I don't have a high dollar car payment. Don't have to worry about missed payments. Wow! You know, that is awesome, dude. That is pretty cool, Dustin. You know, keep that thing as long as you could. You know, don't get rid of it. If you get another car, keep that, because it's nice to have just a backup. You know, because sometimes cars break down. Sometimes you need to take it to the shop, and you need that extra car to go to work. So I mean, that's what I do. I have a backup. But yeah, dude, that sounds pretty cool, man. A 2001 F-150. I had a Ford too. I had a 2002 Mustang, but it was a V6. It wasn't a GT. That was also a good car. You know, as a matter of fact, I never had to fix that car. It was a really good car. The only thing I needed to fix was just the transmission mount that I had in the back. That was the only thing I had to get replaced, because when it wasn't automatic, but when the transmission would shift, it would kind of not stall, but it would kind of shift a little weird. But yeah, that's the only thing. I mean, replace the brakes. All cars, you have to do that too, and get a new battery. You're gonna have to get a new battery in Arizona every 2 years anyway. So that's not a surprise there. Yeah, but all you have to do, you know, to be honest, these cars, all you have to do is basic maintenance. I mean, from what I heard is older cars back then, and I never had an old car. The oldest car I've ever had, well, not had, it was my parents' car, but I did get to use it. I actually got to learn. It was an 87 Chevy Corsica. And that was the oldest car I've ever probably driven. I don't think I've ever driven anything older than that 87. Or did I? No. No, actually, I don't think I've ever driven anything older. But yeah, I mean, these cars, as long as you take good care of them. But I heard that back then there was a time. Yeah, cars were easier to fix back then, but cars didn't last long either. From what I heard is these cars in the past, like from the 50s and stuff. I mean, they of course they last a long time if you take care of them. But from what I heard, is that sometimes a high mileage car would be 50,000 miles. Today, that's nothing, 50,000 miles. That's what they sell cars new. I mean, sometimes there's used car dealers that sell cars that are even at 100,000 miles. That Mustang actually that I bought was it had 99,000 when I first got it. So yeah, taking care of a car, it'll last a long time. I mean, look at the cars from the 50s, they're still around. But yeah, actually, oh, you know what? I think, guys, I might have to call it a day because it's time for me to get started with work. But guys, I want to go on and thank you so much for your time. Dustin, I want to thank you so much. I know that you've been very, very supportive of this channel, and I couldn't thank you so enough. Yeah, that was what I heard too. Once you hit 100,000 miles, the car is done for. Yeah, weird. But there here in Arizona, because we don't have some, we don't. I mean, the snow we get is a joke. At least in southern Arizona, it only snows like once every 2 or 3 years, and we get this much snow. It's a joke. It just turns everything white, and then it'll melt the next day. But yeah, yeah, yeah. You see a lot of old school cars here. Let me spill some drama. Okay, yeah, go for it. Let's go ahead and spill the drama. I got a little bit of time. Sure, maybe just 2 or 3 minutes, but then I gotta get going. But yeah, sometimes these cars. Yeah, it's very common out here to not common, but once in a blue moon, I will see like a car from the 50s. Um, you're very welcome. I'm glad you remembered me. Oh, thanks, Justin. How could I not remember folks that are on here? You'd have to, I don't know, be ungrateful, I guess. But anyway, but yeah, yeah, these cars though they can last a long time. I've seen, right here. There's a lot of people that have like older cars from the 70s, and they make them into lowriders. I gotta blow my nose. Let me see. Hmm. Sorry, guys. I had to blow my nose. I'm an 18-year-old boy who's a pastor for a church, and my parents is that I have a very long hair and glasses and and such, but I'm a guy. I had so many men send me lots of money and attend my meeting only for me, and I've gotten 100 or 300 from people. Wow, that's crazy. That's weird, Mary. But hey, to each their own, right? Last week I have like $1,000 for the church. Well, at least you could get money for your organization, right? That's not such a bad thing. But wow, that's something, right? Wow, that's curious. Wow, strange, but I mean, I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend you or anything. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But weird. But hey, if it's able to get money for church, hey, to each their own, right? Oh man. But you guys, I'm sorry. I wish I could stay a little bit longer, but I gotta get going, guys. Well, I'll see you next time. Maybe I'll do another live one of these days. Saying that I'm cute and ethereal, and it's so weird. Eh, just take it as a compliment and move on. I know sometimes there's a lot of weirdos out there, but don't let them get to you. Just ignore them. All right, guys. I'll take it easy, guys. I'll see you later. Have a good day, Dustin.